Hi everybody, thank you very much for joining me today. I'm going to do a little session just purely to release our hips, our pelvis and our lower back. So we're going to do a little bit of warming up and then we're going to come to the floor. So you will need your mat. Make sure that you are warmed up and you don't do this totally cold. So join in with me and do what you feel comfortable with. If you do struggle with bursitis or any medical conditions with your hip, then obviously I would consult your GP before you did this, but otherwise it's just a really lovely release for you that you could do maybe every day or so. Okay, let's start with our feet together at about hip width apart, nice and strong into your center, lifting our shoulders up and then back. I'm just going to start by pedaling our feet. So we're just going to work through your foot, so we release our calves and knees a little bit. Obviously everything works as a chain, so you can't just really isolate one area of the body. So we'll do 4 more. Last ones. Okay, bring your feet down, take just a small knee raise here and then bring it down. And if you needed to, you could obviously use a chair to help with your balance. You could use a wall, anything you fancy there just to help with your balance. I want you to feel comfortable so you can really do these moves as big as you can. Just a little bit of abdominal connection there. Now with our right knee, I'm going to circle across the body and open. I'm going to do that 4 times. So make it as big as you can. Here's your last one. And then let's change to do the same on the other side. So we come across. And again, if you feel any clunking or it doesn't feel comfortable, please make your move slightly smaller. We'll do 1 more. And then a little harder, take the leg back and over. So work as big as you can within your hip socket. 1 more. And then let's change again. So if you're ready, we're literally trying to oil up our joints. So go 2 more and then last one. Good. Take the feet wide, and it depends obviously on your knees here, but I'm going to just get you to lunge from side to side. So we're opening up through the pelvic area. Depends on your knees if you can go a little bit deeper. Obviously be careful of all this. I've got my feet really wide. I'm not necessarily bending my knees too far. I'm just going to do 4 more of these. Lovely. When you're ready, bring your legs back in. Now a little bit of releasing our back, so I'm going to rotate my hips around. With your lower back, obviously that has a big connection into the pelvis, into your hips. Let's try the other way. That's it. See if you can keep your shoulders still and your head still. 1 more. And then a pelvic tilt, so bend the knees and then just push your hips forward and then tilt them back, forward and back. So we're releasing into the lower back. Again, the muscles around your pelvis are all connected into that low back area. 1 more. And then always a nice stretch, hands on your thighs into a cat stretch. Just allow your head to go down. Take a breath. And then roll yourself back up to stand, just releasing our shoulders. Okay, I'm going to get you to come to the floor. This is mainly sort of stretching as well as a little bit more mobility. So let's come down to the floor. If you wanted to, you could put a cushion under your head so it makes your neck a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to bring myself down onto my back, and I've got my feet bent up. Knees bent up, feet on the floor. Take the arms just open, and I've got my feet really wide, and I'm just going to start literally swaying my knees over from one side to the other. Try and keep your shoulders as still as possible. So we're again trying to mobilize our lower back, but also with your feet wider, getting a little bit more movement within your hip socket as well. So if you could do 1 more each way, that would be absolutely perfect. So just take it over, and last time. Come back to your center. I'd like you to hug your right thigh into your chest and extend your left leg lovely and long. Feel as if you could stand down on that leg and really open up the gap between the top of your thigh and your pelvis. You could do this also by taking the arm overhead. So you get a bit of a bigger stretch going through there. Bring it back in and let's change sides. So we're opening up through the pelvis, stretching that leg away, flexing your foot if you want to, so you could stand down on that leg, and then that same arm lifts up and over. Good work. Bring your arms back in, feet back on the floor. Let's just do again a couple of the knee rolls. And then we're going to take it into a little bit of a glute stretch, working around the outside and the back of the bottom. So bring your left foot central, right heel on the knee, and if you can gently push that knee away. And that may be more than enough for you at this stage, so don't worry about going any further than there. Only if you're comfortable, we can lift this left foot up off the floor and hug the leg in. So you should feel quite a deep stretch within the glute and the hip on this top leg. Well done. Bring your feet down, take the arms open. Now I'm going to bring this right foot across my body line, aiming down towards the floor. If that's a little bit too intense, you could either put your hands under your thigh, or if you've got a cushion or a towel, you could put that under your thigh as well. Try and keep your shoulders really heavy. When you're ready, just a little bit of engagement through your center so you're not swinging your legs back. Take a breath in and then breathe out to come back. We're going to take this same right thigh over the other side of your body. So can you keep your ribs down and can you keep your shoulders down? So the ribs are connected. Obviously my back is off the floor here, shoulders are down, but you're sliding your ribs down. So I'm not letting my back arch. Just to look after your spine as well. Okay, when you're ready, take a breath and then come back to your center. Let's change legs. So we've got the heel on the knee, knee is open. Stay with that, you don't have to go any further. If you can do, then we'll lift that foot off the floor and hug around. Again, if you've got a band, you could put the band around your thigh there. That may be helpful for you. Fabulous. And then bring your foot down. Take the arms open. So we're going to take this left leg over the right side of the body, aiming down to the floor with the foot. Try and open up your chest as much as you can. Shoulders are heavy down onto the mat. Let the knee release away from you. Good work. Again, rather than just swinging the legs back, just get a little bit of engagement through your center. Come back in and then let's bring this left thigh over to the floor now. Try and still keep looking either up to the ceiling or you could look away from your knee. So hopefully again that will keep your shoulders really grounded to the floor. And then when you're ready, take a breath in and then breathe out to come back. Maybe give your knees a little bit of a hug in just to release your back from here. And then I'm going to separate my feet and my knees and then independently circle my legs. So I'm actually trying to get my top of my thigh bone to circle within my hip socket. And that again just releases all the sort of sticky synovial fluid in the hip joint. Can we go the other way? So instead of being all sticky, it's lovely and runny like honey. Lovely. We'll do one more. And then hug back in. Go back to your right thigh, hug the thigh in, and then extend the left leg along. So we've already done this as a little bit of a hip release in the straight leg. I want to release now my right side. So I'm going to take my left hand on the knee and just bring the knee over a little bit. Please don't lift the right hip. So I'm still keeping the hip grounded to the floor as much as I can. And then come back to your center, take the hands on the inside of the knee and then open that knee out wide. Again, keeping the pelvis neutral. Come back to your center, swap the hands and do this again. So we're going to do this maybe twice or 3 times through. So we open out, try and really relax as much as you can, and I know that's hard. Come back in again, take a lovely breath in, and then breathe out to open. Fabulous. Okay, bring the knee back in and just do some small circles to begin with. Go the other way. And then only if it feels comfortable. Try it. Take the leg in a really big circle. If there are too many clonks and it just doesn't feel good, go back to the smaller circle. Try the other way. Clonks are fine as long as they don't make it sore. Let's do one more. And then hug that leg back in again. Really stretch it. And then from here, extend your leg. And I just want you to take a minute and see how that right side feels in comparison with your left. Hopefully it feels a little bit freer, a little bit more open and flatter. So you release the muscles in this right side of your hip. Let's do the magic on the other side. So hug the leg in, nice and tight. And obviously if you do struggle with your knees, rather than holding over the top of the knees, it's better to hug underneath. Okay, from here, right hand's on the outside of your left knee, bring it across. And you can see now this side, I'm not lifting away from the wall. I'm trying to keep my lower back on the floor. Well done. And then change hands, so we open out now. Stretching again into that groin area. And then come back across again. Just feel that lovely release. And then open out. Taking your time to do this, don't rush. Come back in one more time across. And then opening out again. Well done. When you're ready, come back and then let's do your circles. Again, you can use one hand on the knee just to start you off. Change direction. And then depends on how you feel. If you want to go for that slightly bigger circle, keep your other leg really grounding down onto the floor so you're not wobbling about too much in your back. When you're ready to change direction, just bringing it round. So hopefully you'll feel a little bit of heat generating in the hip line. Hug the leg back in as soon as you're ready to, nice and tight there. And then let's straighten the leg out. And see how now both sides hopefully should feel a little bit looser, a little bit more open. Okay, let's bring the feet in and then we'll go back into our knee rolls. This time have your knees together if you would. And that's going to give you a little bit more release in the hip and the back. So just going over from side to side. Well done. We'll just do one more each way. And then if you come back to your center, hug the knees back in. And if you want to do your single leg circles round, so each leg independently circling, and go the other way. Well done. And then let's bring our feet down. I'm going to bring you back around over onto your side and then come over onto your hands and knees. Hands and knees, shoulders back and down. Take it up into your cat stretch with your head going downwards. Take a breath in. And then breathe out to come back to neutral. And then just wag your hips from side to side. Wag the tail. And then from here, let's just do a couple of circles within your pelvis. Change direction, going round. Lovely. And then come back to center. Coming up into both knees. If your knees don't allow you to do this, don't worry about doing this one. This is a hip release. So we're going to just tilt the pelvis forward. So imagine you've got your hands full and you're trying to close a drawer with this hip and you're tilting through. Feel the stretch down into that front of the hip and the thigh. If you're happy to take the same arm up, you can lean back. So that will give you a bigger stretch. Again, only do it if it feels good. When you're ready, bring it down and then let's change sides. Stepping forward again, tilting the pelvis through. And again, if you want to take the same arm up and lean back there, you can. So just opening up through the pelvis and the hip. Well done, bring it down. Bring yourself up carefully to stand. So when you're ready, coming up through, have a little pedal on your feet and just see how that all is when you're standing. Well done. and then bring your feet down. Let's take a little bit of that circle again. So if we do maybe just 2 circles one way and then circle back in. Lovely. Let's change legs. So I'm hoping that you feel a little bit looser around the pelvis and the hip. Bring it back in. Well done. Take a nice breath. Take the arms up. Lovely big breath in. Breathe it out. One more time. Take it up. Breath in. And then breathe it out. Well done. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that gives you some release in your hips if they were tight, and releasing your lower back as well. Let me know how you did, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.